Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So starting from verse number 4 to 6, 3 verses we'll cover. This explains about the Lord's capacity, inconceivable potency, how he manifests this universe and how he manages this universe. So fourth verse, you can all recite. Maya tatam idam sarvam
Maya tatam
Maya
idam
tatam idam
sarvam
sarvam
jagat avyakta murtina
jagat
Jagat
avyakta
Avyaktamurtina
Murtina
mastani sarvabhutani
matsthani
Matsani
sarvabhutani
Sarvabhutani
nachaham teshu avastitah
achaham teshu avastitah
avastitah.
maya tatam idam sarvam
Maya
Maya
tatam
Tata
idam
Idam
sarvam
Sarvam
jagat avyakta murtina
Jagat
Jagat Avyakta
Avyaktamurtina
Murtina
mastani sarvabhutani
Matsani
Sarvabhutani
Sarvabhutani
nachaham teshu avastitah.
Nachaham Test Avastitaha.
So Krishna is saying here, Maya tatam idam sarvam. By me, I am spread this entire universe. Jagat avyakta murtina. In my unmanifested form, I am spread over this entire universe. Mastani sarva bhutani. All living entities are in me. Mastani sarva bhutani. Nacha aham teshu avastita. But I am not in them. The same thing. By me, in my unmanifested form, Maya tatam avyakta murtina. This entire universe is pervaded. Idam sarvam jagat. All beings are in me. Mastani sarva bhutani. But I am not in them. Nachaham teshu avastita. So, can the Supreme Lord be perceived by our gross senses? The Supreme Lord is not perceivable by our gross material senses. And Lord cannot be understood by any of these aspects, name, fame, pastimes. One who is engaged in pure devotional service under proper guidance is he revealed. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indriya. This is the shloka which is quoted as his answer here. Shrevan Mukha hi jihvado Swayameva hi spuratyadaha. By our gross, blunt material senses, we cannot realize about the Lord's name, form, pastimes, everything and all. Seva unmukho hi jihvado. Starting with the tongue, engaged in devotional service in the form of chanting and eating prasadam. Seva unmukha, favorably. Sevan mukho hi jihvado. Swayam eva hi spuratyadaha. Lord will himself reveal unto the devotee. See, till now, Krishna had, in the last verse, Krishna had glorified the importance of knowledge. From this verse till 10th verse, in 7 verses, Krishna, how he is in Achintya Veda Bhava, Achintya Veda Veda Tattva, manages this material universe. He is explained. Means directly he is connected and he is not connected also. How by his various energies he manages this material world. So in that way he is managing. So how everything is resting on the Lord? Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of the Lord is spread all over the creation. Everything is resting in that energy. So what is that energy? Time factor. Various energies are there. So time is one which is keeping track of the entire universe, starting date to ending date, when, where, how each person has to finish his specific role. Everything is kept track by time. And everything is maintained as Paramatma, who is there in Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham, is there in atom and he is there in hearts of all living entities. So in that way, time and Paramatma, they manage this entire universe. Since Lord is spread everywhere, has he lost his identity? This is what Mayavadi people say. If there is white paper, you cut it into small, small bits, the original white paper is lost. So to refute that argument, Lord says, I am everywhere and everything is me, but I am still aloof. So I maintain my identity, but still I am expanded everywhere. Analogy, as a king heads the government and spreads everywhere, he is influenced by his energies. So similarly, the Supreme Lord may be present at one place, but his energies are perceived everywhere. So in one lecture, Prabhupada says, the pantheists think that God is everywhere. Therefore, there is no personal God. So this is foolish. He is everywhere. It is explained here. Maya tatam idam sarvam. By me. Maya. By me. By me or by my energy. I am expanded everywhere. The other day while coming here, we saw how within a second the sun rose from the sea. It seemed like that. Immediately within a second, the whole world became illuminated. So what is this illumination? It is the expansion of the sunshine. But because the expansion is there, it does not mean that the sun globe is finished. Similarly, one cannot get salvation by worshipping Lord Shiva. If one wants salvation, one must worship Lord Vishnu. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshu avastitah. Everything is resting on the Lord, for everything is his energy, yet he is not everywhere. Electric power can be transmitted everywhere. An electrician can take electric power from anywhere and utilize it. Similarly, Krishna's energy is spread all over the universe. When we are transcendentally situated, just like the electrician, we can see God eye to eye. Premanjuna churuta bhakti vilochanena. That creation, spiritualization of the senses is possible by devotional service and love. His energy is spread all over the universe, all over the world, and by his energy, he can be present anywhere and everywhere simultaneously. The conclusion is, when his devotee is there, he can manifest himself everywhere and anywhere. But when there is no devotee, he is not there. Although his energy is there. There are many instances. Prahlad Maharaj saw Krishna from the pillar. The quoted sloka from Brahma Samhita, Premanjuna Churuta Bhakti Vilochanena, Santa Sadaiva Hrudayeshu Vilokayanti, Yam Shyama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam, Govinda Madipurusham Tamaham Bhajanam. So one whose eyes are tainted with the love of Godhead. Prema Anjana. Anjana means that what we keep black kajal. When our eyes are with Prema Anjana, that love of Godhead, Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, then our eyes will be able to have perception of the Lord. Santa Sadaiva Hrudayeshu Vilokayanti, whom the pure devotees see within their heart of the hearts. Yam Shyama Sundaram, that Lord Shyama Sundara, who is Achintya Gunaswarupam, who is with inconceivable, innumerable attributes. Govinda Madipurusham, to that Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, I worship Tamaham Bhajami. This is a shloka from Brahma Samhita, where Lord Brahma is confirming Lord can be perceived only by love of devotion, love of Godhead. Otherwise, one cannot perceive the Lord. So, most of the times it is Krishna who enacts various pastimes. So, one such pastime is in Mathura. So there was one Brahmana, Babaji, who used to worship Saligrama Shila with great love. So he has not got the complete knowledge of various aspects of Archana Vidhi. But whatever he could perform, he did with love. He used to take bath in Yamuna every day, whatever season it may be, in the Brahma Muhurta time. And to worship the Shaligram with Yamuna water only. Once, on an Amavasya, in the month of Maghamasa, the cold winter month, it rained the entire night and there was heavy cold wind blew everywhere. And it was pitch dark. He had no idea of the time because nothing was visible to him. He woke up long before Brahma Muhurta and went out to take the bath. The water was as cold as ice and he was shivering due to the extreme cold. But nevertheless, he took bath to maintain his vow. Then he started towards coming back to his home, carrying the Yamuna water, which he could worship the Shaligram. Then he faced severe difficulty because of the dense darkness, and it was heavy raining and the worst condition of his shivering body. He was anxiously wondering how it could be possible for him to return home to worship his deity. Then suddenly he saw somebody holding a lantern and coming towards him. As the person came closer, he saw that it was a young boy carrying a blanket on his head to protect him from the rain. He came to the Baba and said, "Baba, where are you going?" When the Baba said that he was going where he is lived, the boy said, "I am also going that way. Come with me. I will take you to your house." Then both of them started walking. And when they reached the house, very quickly, When he was about to enter, he thought, let me ask this boy, what is his name? The moment he turned, that Baba could not see that boy. He looked all around, but there was no trace of him. So he was standing there like a stone, and he lamented that the transcendental cheater Krishna himself came to protect my vow, and upon cheating me, he has gone away. See, many times these pastimes and all, see, if you have sincere faith, it is said, Lord, Vrindavanam parityatya padam ekam na gachanti. Lord Krishna eternally stays in Vrindavana. He even doesn't keep 1 foot out of Vrindavana, it is said. So if you see, there are many stories published by various people, whether it is their personal experiences or somebody's experiences they have narrated. So in that way, the Lord used to perform because of their sincere, serious endeavor to engage in devotion service. Lord becomes satisfied and he takes care of the devotees because he has given a vow, yoga kshemam, I will take care of their responsibility. So he tries to stick on to that point. Okay, next verse. All of you can recite. Nachamastani bhutani
Nachamastani bhutani
pashyame yogam aishwaram
Pasyame yogam avishram.
bhuta brahana cha bhutasto
Bhuta bharana cha bhutasto.
mamatma bhuta bhavanaha
Mamatma bhuta bhavama.
nachamastani bhutani
Namachastani bhutani.
pashyame yogam aishwaram
Pasyame yoga aishwaram.
bhuta brahana cha bhutasto
Bhuta bharana cha bhutasto.
mamatma bhuta bhavanaha.
Mamatma bhuta bhavana.
So yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Nachamastani bhutani pashyame yogam aishwaram. Behold my mystic opulence. Bhuta brahannacha. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, bhutastaha, I am situated everywhere. Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Still myself is the very source of creation. So how to understand everything is resting upon the Lord? The Lord is not directly concerned with the maintenance and sustenance of this material manifestation. So people think since Lord is maintaining the entire universe means he is like an atlas, he is holding the entire globe and he becoming tired, old. But actually Lord is managing in a different perspective. The planetary systems are floating in space and the space is the energy of the Supreme Lord, but he is different from space. He is differently situated. So how things happen in an inconceivable way? When Krishna wants to do something, simply by his willing, everything is performed so perfectly that one cannot imagine how it is being done. That's why Lord is known as Satyakama. As soon as he desires, everything becomes manifest. The Lord explains this fact, although he is the maintainer and sustainer of all material manifestation, he does not touch this material manifestation. Simply by his supreme will, everything is created, everything is sustained, and everything is maintained, and everything is annihilated. Just by his desire. That's why he's called as Satyakama. There is no difference between his mind and himself because he is absolute truth, absolute spirit. Simultaneously, the Lord is present in everything, yet the common man cannot understand how he is also present personally. He is different from his material manifestation, and everything is resting on him. This is explained here as Yoga Maishwaram, the mystic power of the Supreme Lord. So in one lecture, Prabhupada says, the Lord says again, Nachamastani, Pashyame Yoga Maishwaram. Now you can say, oh Lord, he may be overburdened because he is bearing so many. Just like with our material conception, we have seen in the picture of Atlas. One stout man is bearing a big planet on his head. So we may think, oh, Lord is bearing so many big, huge planets on his shoulder. He should be troubled. No, the Lord says, Nachamastani bhutani pashyame yoga maishwaram. Although they are in my energy, but still they are not in me. Pashyame yoga maishwaram. This is my mystic power. Bhuta brahannacha bhutasto. Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. I am maintaining them, all these living entities. And my energy is all pervading. Still I am not there. This is my mystic path. See that word Yogam Aishwaram. Now the Lord explains what is this Yogam Aishwaram, what is this mystic path in the further verses now. So next verse. Yata kasha stito nityam.
Yata
Akasastito nityam.
Vayu sarvatra go mahan.
Sarvatra go mahan.
Tata sarvani bhutani.
Tata sarvani bhutani.
Mastani iti upadaraya.
Mastani upadaraya.
Yata kasha stito nityam.
Akasastito nityam.
Vayu sarvatra go mahan.
Vayu sarvatra go mahan.
Tata sarvani bhutani.
Tata sarvani bhutani.
Mastaniti upadaraya.
Mastaniti upadaraya.
Yata akasha stito nityam. In the akasha, nityam eternally. Vayu sarvatra gomahan. The air is all pervading. Tata sarvani bhutani, among all living entities. Mastani upadaraya. They are all resting in me in a similar way. As the mighty wind blowing everywhere, Vayu sarvatra gomahan always rests in the ethereal space. Yata akasha stito nityam. That in the same manner, tata sarvani bhutani, mastani upadaraya, they all rest in me. So space is the biggest manifestation we can conceive. The cosmic manifestation rests in the space. Although the sky is great, still it is situated within the space, and space is not beyond the sky. Similarly, all wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of the Lord, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will. And from the Vedic literatures, we can find evidence that this material manifestation, which appears to be very wonderful and great, is under the complete control of the Supreme Lord. Yad bisha vata pavate. Out of fear of the Lord, the wind blows. Quoted from Taittiriya Upanishad. So, in one lecture, Prabhupada explains, we cannot do anything without being sanctioned by the Supreme Lord. There is an English word, not even a grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. So that is a fact. So how is one doing nice thing and how one is doing evil things if he is the order giver? So that is our independence. We can take sanction from the Lord. If we want to do something evil, I cannot do it without the sanction of the Supreme. Or if I want to do something very nice, that also I cannot do without the sanction. So how the Lord gives such sanction? Just like a child is crying to get something from the parent, and the parent being disgusted gives him something. All right, take it. Such kind of sanction. When we do something evil, the sanction is from the Lord, but it is not willing sanction against the will of the Lord. So some of the questions to understand about the position of the Lord. So who created Lord? Generally people might inquire. A common man, he wants to know. So Prabhupada gives with this an analogy. If you try to understand who is our father, his father, like in a train, how is the compartment moving? Last compartment is moving because the previous compartment is pulling it. So one compartment, one bogie is being pulled by the previous bogie, the previous bogie, the previous bogie. Finally, when you come, it comes to the engine. So similarly, when we go in search of my father, his father, somewhere we'll come up to Brahma, and Brahma's father, it is Lord Vishnu. So in that way, we'll come to the source of our understanding. So in Bhagavatam, our Vedanta Sutta starts with this verse, Janmadhyasyataha. He is the original source and cause of everything. And Bhagavatam also, the first verse starts with Janmadhyasyata, Anyavad Yatataras Chardeshu Abhigna Swarat. He is Abhignaha, he is completely conversant, and he is Swarat, he is completely independent. And it is he from whom everything is emanating. So Brahma Samhita also says, Anadi Radir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the beginning, he has no beginning, Anadi. Adihi, for he is the beginning of everything. And he is the ultimate cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karana. Then people may ask, if God is everywhere, can you show me God? This is mistake number one. God is not our order carrier. We have to clearly understand. He is not like a bearer in a restaurant where we go and order something and he will immediately bring to us. Then, do we have the qualification to see the Lord? So generally our eyes, which can perceive radio waves, X-rays, there is some electromagnetic spectrum. So there is a limitation what we can perceive. So in these three things, like our Bhagavatam's logic, there are different ores. Can we identify which ore is what, which stone is what? Only a geologist can identify which stone is what. So you require specific qualification for identification also. Like a car which is having a trouble to start. Everybody will come and see, but we don't know exactly where the problem is. Only a mechanic who knows the clear idea can know what is the problem, why that car is not starting. So there is a qualification required. So if God exists, then why so much evil and suffering? Sometimes babies were also not left safe. So there was one small perception about this small thing. Once in a barber shop, a man went to a barber shop to have his hair cut and his beard to be trimmed. As the barber began to work, they began to have a conversation, very good conversation. They talked about many things and various subjects. When they eventually touched the subject of God, the barber said, I don't believe that God exists. So the customer said, why do you say that? The barber said, well, you just have to go out in the street to realize God doesn't exist. Tell me, if God exists, would there be so much sick people? Would there be abandoned children? If God exists, would there be suffering or nor pain? I can't imagine a loving God who would allow all these things. Then the customer thought for a moment. He did not respond because he did not want to start an argument. The barber finished his shop and the customer left the shop. Just as he was about to leave the shop, he saw a man in the street with long, string, dirty hair and an untrimmed beard. He looked very dirty and unkept. Then the customer turned back and entered the barber shop again, and he said to the barber, you know that barbers don't exist. So this person said, how you can say? With a surprised look, the barber asked, I am here, I am a barber, I just worked on you. No, the customer explained. Barbers don't exist because if they did, there would be no people with long dirty hair, untrimmed beard like the man outside. But barber do exist. What happens is people don't come to me. So exactly affirm the customer. That's the point. Lord too exists. But what happens is people don't go to him or look for him. That's why there is so much pain and suffering in the world. So in a similar way, this example was given. So there are different ways that sinful reactions, what we perform, so they take various effects. Bijam, Kutam, Avidya. So it forms as a seed, Bijam. Then Kutam, it collects as an aggregate. Because of Avidya, ignorance, one performs activities. Like for the satisfaction of the tongue, 1 million chickens, 13,000 pigs and 4,000 cows are killed every day in US per 1 hour. This is. So what do the greatest of scientists feel? If you think strongly enough, you will be forced by science to believe in God. There is a perfect brain behind all natural physical laws. In Rukmini Shivajya, there is a similar story. Because Krishna was coming and stealing every day from different houses. One lady, she thought, today I'll do something that I will see that Krishna doesn't come to my house. She went to a nearby garden, brought some banana stems, few mango leaves. She tied to the entrance banana stem and mango leaves as Torana. So as usual, Krishna came to inspect what is happening. So when Krishna came, this lady started saying, see, today we have a puja in our house. So please don't disturb. We have cleaned the house, everything, kept it very nicely. We have a festival in the house and we have called a priest. So we are going to do a puja. Please don't disturb now. Please go and come after some time. Then Krishna said, a festival without me, how can it be possible? That lady did not understand. Then Krishna asked, who is that priest whom you have called? Actually, she did not call anybody. Then she referred some pujari's name in a nearby village. Then Krishna said, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll go and inform the priest to come faster to do the puja so that we can come after his puja. So he went to the Brahmana's house, that pujari's house, and said, sir, you have accepted so-and-so program in that lady's house. In their house, there was one birth. So their family became Muchi. The program got cancelled. Then that priest thought, maybe I have forgotten, maybe she would have told long back, and all these things are better. That program got cancelled. It is very happy. I am very happy. Then Krishna came back to this lady and said, see, the pujari is very busy. He has to go to some other place. It seems he cannot come. So pujari asked me only to do the puja. In 10 minutes, be ready. The Krishna immediately sent a WhatsApp call or what call, we don't know. 2,000 boys assembled there. And everybody decorated nicely with the silver, pancha and big namas, big garlands. And it's like they started chanting Veda Gosha on the path. And Krishna also nicely decorated himself, put various garlands, various malas. He became like a priest, big tilaka everywhere. Then he came, he was leading and all the boys were following him. So they came to the house to avoid one Krishna. Now 2001 people have come here. And as soon as the boys came, then they started taking up various activities. Kirtan, everything, different roles they have taken up. Now Krishna asked, where is your puja room? A small house, small 2x2 puja room. He went there. There are some saligramas. And there are one family deity. Then he took out everything, started cleaning. Then Krishna said to that lady, bring your husband. I have to do sankalpa. So husband was brought, both wife and husband were made to sit there. And he started doing sankalpa. After sankalpa, he said, bring panchamrita. The husband started scolding the wife. If you would have come alone, drank some milk and went away. Now, see, he is asking milk, curds, honey, ghee, sugarcane water, all these things and all. For one small thing, now see how much he is planning now. Okay, somehow they arranged everything. Then Krishna said, I am going to show you an abhishekam never ever you have seen in your lifetime. Okay. Then they said, maybe he will be doing something like this and all, some combinations he may do like this and that. Then Krishna immediately manifested 8 arms. So in one arm he is ringing the bell. In another arm he is having kartala. He is only singing. He is only ringing the bell. Chant 5 hands. And in one arm he took one banana, one flower. Like how we do prokshana. He did prokshana to the deity and drank everything. He did prokshana to the deity and again he drank the next. First milk over, curds over, ghee over, honey over, next jaggery water over. Then after everything he said, how is the abhisheka? Then people were thinking, what is this? We have been, you say abhisheka and you drank away everything. Then he had asked to bring water. They brought water, Shuddhodaka. Then he started washing the deity with water. Then that lady asked, see, Panchamrita, you drank everything. Why are you washing the deity with water? No, for all of you, Charnamrita has to be given. No, that's why I am washing with water. So after giving Charnamrita, then bring Naivedya. Now, husband started scolding her literally. See, now he will say Naivedya. Then he will say, feed all my boys. Better, it is the best moment. Let us go and accept our mistake. That inform him that there is no puja. We have not invited anyone. We were just playing around with it. Then they went and informed Krishna that this is the thing. Please forgive us. There is no puja in our house. We were trying to trick you. And Krishna said, how can this be possible? I came till the end. Just finishing Naivedya will finish the program. And now you are saying, cancel the program. I am not a person of starting a program and cancel in between. If you cannot supply, see what I will do. Immediately Yogamaya came there and she brought varieties of items. So the varieties were offered. Then after that, all the boys, 2,000 boys were made to sit. And prasadam was served to all the 2,000 boys. Everything was luxurious items. Never ever heard items in this world. That much quantities and that much quality. Even this family was made to sit there. And after giving prasadam, then everybody were given cloth, dakshina, gold, money. After everything and all, Krishna asked, how is the Abhishek? So the husband said, every day please come and do like this every day. Where is that opportunity for us to taste like this quality of food and like this quality? Where Krishna himself is personally doing all these things. This by his activities, by his form, by his behavior, he will attract one.
don't know, don't forget your culture, because now we face this thing that we preaching to your generation, your culture, but we came from another country to preach it, because many people now, especially from big city like Delhi, they want to take Western culture. Like they take meat, they don't follow the Vedic culture. They drink coffee, tea, alcohol, things. But we came smoking for making opposite, because your culture actually more deep, more clean. Why you want to take these bad things from Western country? That's these things we want to tell you. Please, always say Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and it makes your heart more clean, more soft. Then Krishna can come.
So this is simple perspective. The subject is a little deeper. That's why only 3 verses we covered. In the next week, we'll cover the other 4 verses also. See, spirituality is for us to pursue in a practical way. That's what Krishna is trying to update us here. So any questions, please?
Prabhu, one question.
Yes.
In 4th verses, 9.4 verses, he's saying all beings are in me, but I'm not in them. So I'm not understanding how to understand that in deeper. So whatever the daily things, what we are using or offering, what we are eating, so is he there in everywhere?
Yes, because it is his energy. By his energy, he is present everywhere.
Okay.
So see, if food has to come, unless Lord sanctions, how can a tree grow? How can a perspective come? So similarly, Lord, by his unmanifested energies, he is everywhere.
Okay. Okay, fine, Prabhu. Understood.
See, little more clarity to get you. As Paramatma, he is there everywhere to manage. Paramatma's expansion comes as various material elements. Like, for example, where do all these elements rest when everything is dissolved in this universe?
So
where does creation start from?
Okay. It's from Lord.
Lord. He is sleeping on the water. From his body, universe has come out. Correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So how are they floating in the air? That is the inconceivable potency of the Lord.
Okay.
Next, how are these individual elements created? Material nature by itself is inactive. So Bhagavatam gives a clear description. When Lord glances upon the material nature, it becomes activated as 3 modes.
Okay.
So the glance of the Lord is always there for it to become active.
Okay.
So each elemental evolution happens, and finally the Lord as Kshirodaksha Vishnu as Paramatma enters the universe, and he manages the individual elemental level.
Okay.
So in that way, Lord is saying everything is resting in my energy, but I am separately present in my own Vaikuntha world.
Okay. Okay.
Understood?
Yeah. Yes.
He is there in every living entity as Paramatma also, but he is independent. Atma is separate, Paramatma is separate. Correct, no?
Correct. Correct.
So in that way, he is there separate from the living entity also. He is there assisting the living entity also.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So you want to watch one more video?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I think last time also you have seen. This is a video about faith in the Lord.
There was one family, a couple who had no children. So they had been praying to Lord Ramachandra, and after a long tapasya, they had a son by the blessings of the Lord. So they really brought him up in a family. They did not even allow him out of the house. They were continuously giving him the guidance. Mother was continuously teaching him every day the stories of Lord Ramachandra. Rama, Sita, Lakshman, Hanuma, all their characters, he was constantly hearing about them. And because he had been trained in such a way, he had complete faith in that Lord Ramachandra. And family was also very much feeling that if the boy goes out, what will happen to him, if somebody will come and attack or something might happen. So they did not even send him out of the house for many years. So one day, this boy, becoming very inquisitive, he came out of the house. He wanted to see Lord Ramachandra. He came out of the house night, dead of the night, without informing his parents, and he started walking. He did not know where to go, and he was walking because he had faith in the Lord, and he was walking. He wanted to have darshan of the Lord. He came to a nearby forest. It was very dense, very dark. It is very cruel animals, fierce animals, even ghosts and spirits were there. So when this boy reached one huge tree, one ghost approached him, and it said, "I am going to feast you upon you. I am going to eat you up." That boy, because he had ardent faith in Lord Ramachandra, he said, "You cannot even touch me. My Lord Ramachandra will come and protect me." And he closed his eyes and he was praying to Lord Ramachandra to come. So, seeing his sincerity, Lord Ramachandra came as a constable there, Rakshaka Bhatta. So as soon as the ghost could see Lord Ramachandra, he immediately ran away. But by seeing this constable, the constable asked that boy, "Who are you? Why did you come here? Why are you loitering here?" That boy explained that he wanted to have darshan of Lord Ramachandra. Then the Lord, in the form of that constable, picked that boy, took him on a boat nearby, crossed to the other side of the river, and there was one old temple of Lord Ramachandra, and he left that boy there. The boy was in the dead of the night. He went there and he slept up. Next day morning, the priest, when he saw that small boy, he took pity on that boy. He took him inside the temple and he was giving him shelter, and he was giving him complete guidance. And boy was also supporting that pujari there in doing the worship of that deities of Lord Ramachandra, Sita, Ramachandra, Lakshmana, and Shiva. So that boy was also very nicely engaged in the service, and this old man was also teaching him how to offer, how to do all the basic things and all. The boy was also picking up all the aspects. So one day, this old man had some other duty to be performed, so he had to go to a nearby place, some emergency. He informed the boy how to do Naivedya, how to do the process of worship, all these things and that. So next day morning, he was very excited because he got the opportunity to serve the Lord directly. So he went, took bath, brushed his morning rituals and all he had finished for himself. Then he brought the bhoga and he had offered in front of the Lord, and he offered the mantras, and boy was thinking that the Lord will personally come and honor the food. Lord was not coming. After some time he came back, the plate was as it is. Then he started singing, praying, desperately crying. Then the Lord was not responding. The food was as it is. Finally he said, Lord, if you are very much uncomfortable, then if you don't accept this food, I am going to kill myself. When this boy threatened like that, Lord could not do anything but physically come there. He came there, Lord, he made the Lord to accept the food. So from that day, it became a daily ritual that every day he used to wake up the Lord, give them the toothbrush so that they could wash their teeth, then they should brush their teeth. Then he used to give them water for cleaning their body, then taking bath, all these things and all. That boy was physically getting it done. He was giving them naivedya, they were all physically eating everything and all. So there one day before Ram Navami, a nearby person from the village came to the temple and said, "My dear sir, every year your head pujari used to organize a grand Annadanam. So will this year that Annadanam happen or not?" So this boy assured, "Yes, it will happen." Why it will not happen? Even though my master is not there, we will do this Annadanam very grand. And that person very happily went away and announced to the entire public that tomorrow there is a festival, everybody should come and accept the Annadanam there and participate in the festival. So this boy when he went next in front of the deity for offering, the Lord Ramachandra asked him, "Are you promised and you are such a small man, how will you be able to take care?" He said, "You are there to take care, no, why I should be bothering when you are there?" So now it is because Lord had promised, Lord has committed, now he has to take care. So Lord was standing there and Sita Mata was personally cooking and Hanuman and Lakshmana were bringing all the ingredients, doing all the basic work, and Lord is guiding everyone, all these things, everything was going on very nicely. Next time morning there were huge crowds coming and this boy was sitting in one place and he is seeing how the things are happening. He is also taking part in small jobs, what he could do, and he was in a very enjoyment, jovial mode. The master, the old man had reached there and he saw so many people happening, so many things. He thought somebody had taken over his temple and somebody had occupied all this temple. But when he saw the small boy running around and doing all the small jobs, he called the small boy and he said, "What happened? Did somebody come and occupy our temple or what?" He said, "No, what is happening?" He said, "Every year you used to do Annadanam, we are doing the Annadanam, we are doing arrangements." "Then who is cooking? How are you able to manage?" "Lord Ramachandra himself is cooking. See, Lord Ramachandra is standing there, Sita Mata is in the kitchen, she is cooking, Hanuman and Lakshmana, they are bringing all the ingredients and everything, they are doing all for the cooking, sabji cutting." The elderly pujari was not able to perceive, but things were happening. They all experienced the festival in a very unique way, which is something different for every year. Then that old man could perceive that he had devotion, but he had no faith in the deities. That the small boy had faith in the deities and he was able to perceive the Lord. And the Lord was also personally there and he was guiding that boy and everything was happening very nicely. So with this we can understand how Lord has promised and Lord gives that assurance that he is ready for his devotees, and we have to take that intelligence how to reach to him. Which sakradeva prapannayas tavasmi iti, like he says, if once a person comes in front of Lord Ramachandra, he says, "I am yours from today." Lord Ramachandra takes it so seriously, he says, I give him the complete assurance, abhayam, fearlessness from all his activities, and I give him that assurance that I will not break my promise. So even jokingly somebody comes and says, "I am surrendered unto you, I am yours." Lord Ramachandra takes it so seriously. So, and he quotes that sloka.
Okay, last time actually the faith concept came, I wanted to show this story, but that day we missed that perspective, so I had to show it today. Sometimes we all practice spirituality, but we should have that faith that yes, the process what we are engaging is very powerful, potent, and it can deliver us, because Prabhupada has assured us by practicing these principles, one is assured of liberation. So that commitment, that faith we should have, and we'll be successful very easily. Okay.
A nice video, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Okay, then thank you. We'll meet next week again. Continuation of this Bhagavad Gita, and we'll understand more deeper subjects.
Sure. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.